McCarthy Insurance Group, serving the community for over 70 years. For home, farm, motor, life, health and business insurance, log on to mig.ie or free phone 1800 50 11 11. Probably your best call in 2024. Charles McCarthy Insurance is trading as McCarthy Insurance Group, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Real people, real opinions, Real Talk Radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
Hi, Niall. I have a real problem, and I really don't know what to do. I've been married to my wife for 8 years. See, do you like my acting skills coming out here? I'm doing it in the style of the guy that wrote the email to us. We're very happy. Grew up down the road from each other, started dating young, broke up, and got back together again. Anyway, she is beautiful, funny, and lovely. The only problem is her sister. In actual fact, I fell for her sister first. We kissed once when we were 14. Nothing ever happened again, except I went on a date with her sister. My now wife. Sorry if this is quite complicated. It kind of is going to be complicated. Anyway, over the years, I fell in love with my wife, but I couldn't help but still fancy her sister. About 12 years ago, she moved to Australia, so I forgot about her. I would see her once every 2 years and thought there was a kind of unspoken spark, but nothing anyone else would notice. The problem is she's moving back from Australia, and my wife wants her to move in with us. Her sister never had children and has offered to mind ours for a year while she saves up for a mortgage. It would save us about 15 grand a year. Yeah, that's big money to us, Niall. But Niall, I work from home, and I actually don't think I can be in a house with this woman for that long. I think there's something between us. Not love, but some kind of sexual chemistry. I have a terrible bad feeling about this. I don't know what to do. My wife is so excited, of course. She loves her sister. And so do I. I can't... That was good, the way I just ad-libbed that bit. He didn't put that bit in, by the way. I just added that in. She loves her sister. I can't tell her the truth. But I can't... I don't see her sister either, because that would break... I don't want to see her sister either, because that would break her heart too. What do I do? I'm a weak man. I want to remove the temptation. On top of that, my kids can't wait for their auntie to move in. Signed, Anon. They're never signed anything but Anon, really, are they? Yeah, and I wouldn't mind his email address is at the top with his name in it. John Sullivan. I'm joking. His name is not John Sullivan. Purely a fictitious name. Anyway, I mean, that's a really complicated situation. Well, actually, it's not that complicated. So here's the deal. He's married to this beautiful woman. He loves her, he says. He's learned to love her. He has kids. But he was in love with her sister before he met her. And there's a sexual chemistry. Now the sister's moving back from Australia. She's going to live with them for a year. The wife is delighted. And he's thinking, I'm working from home. She's going to be there all day. Something's going to happen. I'm a man. I can't help the temptation. How do I tell my wife that I don't want the sister to move in? Anyway, what do you think? What do you do when you fancy your wife's sister or her best friend or something like that? What do you do in those situations? Let me know what you think. The number's 087 188 0008. Let me go to Tommy. Tommy, how are you doing?
How are you, Niall? How's things?
Good. I should get an Oscar for the acting I do on this show every night. I swear to God.
I tell you, you're getting better the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to worry about it.
Tommy, I mean, what does he do in this complicated situation, this wonderful web that he weaves?
Well, it's a question of monogamy, isn't it? That word monogamy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
it's
are we really
word.
monogamous? Yeah. Are we really monogamous? Is that the right word?
No, human beings are not monogamous. But here's the thing. Most of us are good people. So when we marry somebody, we do it for life. Well, that's the intention, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah. But does it always work out that way? But do you know anybody that's, like in this day and age, do you know anybody that's been married for life?
Apart from older people? No.
Yeah.
No.
So it's that day is gone.
Yeah, usually the second or third marriage works, doesn't it? Yeah. You usually get the first one wrong.
It's only because by that stage, you're fucked anyway.
You're over the hill. Is this what it is?
So
no, I think the reason the reason they say a second marriage works better, or maybe even a third sometimes for some people, is because you don't make the same mistakes you made in the first one. You know what you're looking for a second time round.
Or you're too old to make the mistakes.
Well, yeah, and you're too young to get married. People shouldn't get married till they're at least 30. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't be getting married at 20 years of age. You're stupid at 20.
Well, I think you should never get married if there's a good Chinese laundry nearby. But that being said, we do make mistakes. But now, you see in America where these guys set up house with the wife and then the wife's sister and the other wife's sister, and I don't know what you call it.
Sounds like a commune, but go on.
But it seems to work for them. And I mean, in the Islamic religion, you're allowed to have a number of wives, provided that you're able to provide for them.
Mm.
So are we living, I mean, is this a classic example of where we've moved on so far? How do we not know that the wife who he's with at the moment wouldn't be happy to share with her sister, that it takes some of the burden of responsibility from her as well?
Are you kidding me?
Don't know that.
An Irish wife is going to share her husband with her sister. Are you having a laugh?
Modern days. I am sure that in the course of Irish history, that it's not the first time that it's ever happened. In fact, I was reading a book or something recently of
Troubles.
I think it was one of the great explorers where he lived with 2 or 3 different women, and he was Irish.
Now I know why you're single, Tommy.
What?
No.
Who said I was single?
Oh, I thought you were single. I thought you were still single. Sorry.
Not at the moment, no.
Oh, right. You're taken, are you?
No, but I have been in a situation where, I was with 2 of the sisters out of a family.
You were at the same time?
I was caught in flagrant delictatium, actually. That's what happened in the end.
Right, okay.
And it wasn't all that particularly nice, but I moved on. They moved on.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't spend their time fighting over me. They moved on fairly quickly as well. So it is. I think it is.
I want to hear more about that, sir. Let's go. Can we go back to that again? Okay. So, what age were you?
What age am I now?
No. I know the same age as me. What age were you when you were with the 2 sisters?
What age was I? I was in my late 20s.
And so you start dating one of them, I assumed, first, and then kind of fell for the other
correct,
one.
Yeah.
And then,
correct.
What was the situation with the other one? You just happened to be in the house one day and you're home with the other one and thought, I'll have a spin on her too?
She came on to me, actually.
Oh, right, okay. And of course, you couldn't say no, could you?
Well, at that age, no, I didn't say no, to be honest about it.
Did you not think to yourself, if her sister finds out there'll be murder, they're sisters, they're going to tell each other? You know what Irish sisters are like. As soon as they have a row, she's going to turn around and say, I rowed your boyfriend, by the way.
This gets slightly worse now because they were twins.
Ah, stop.
Yeah.
Did they look, were they identical twins?
No, they weren't, to be honest. But they were very, there wasn't that a huge difference between the 2.
In every way?
Yeah. And they were quite good looking.
Right.
And temptation fell.
And how long were you with the 2 of them for?
It would have gone on for about 6 months.
Stop. So you were dodging the other one like constantly all the time, and so when you went into the house with the one you're meant to be with, that must have been awkward if the other one was there.
No, what happened was it was my apartment, and they used to come and visit. Now, for a while, it was at certain, one would come, the other wouldn't.
So it's like one on Mondays, one on a Tuesday.
Yeah, something like that. Weekends usually, But in the end, I was actually in bed with one of them one morning, and the other one arrived at the door.
So did you not say, sure, I might as well have a threesome while we're here, so?
I looked out the window and I didn't know what I was going to do because I could see her down,
And you couldn't hide the other one. That was it.
Oh, well. wardrobe wasn't big enough. But
Slide her under the bed or something. No.
but in the end, the other one that was in the bed with me said to me, I said to her, thinking that she'd go down and tell her to go away or something like that. And I said, your sister's downstairs. And she said to me, well, just bring her up because you're doing her as well anyway.
God.
They knew. They knew.
Oh, but they both knew.
Yeah.
So they were sharing you.
Yeah.
Jeez, you must be some stallion, Tommy.
And a day, Niall. But I mean, that's what in reality.
But that's not normal Ireland. That's an unusual Ireland.
I don't know. I mean,
No.
That's
This is not going to happen in this
years,
situation. This sister's going to arrive home from Australia. Your man's going to be tempted. Things are going to happen. There's going to be murder in the house. They'll be all falling out with each other and there'll be a divorce at the end of it.
But I think there may not be. I think that maybe the sister that is actually married to him might be a little bit, edgy. She might be into it. Because, I mean, when you think of it, Niall, I don't think it's really seriously possible that she doesn't realise that your man has a bit of a thing for her anyway.
Right.
So...
Can you love two
But I
people at
think-
the same time?
Sorry?
Can you love two people at the same time? In
I don't think
that
so.
way.
No, sometimes it's about lust as well.
Right, so you can love one and lust the other.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Right, okay. Yeah.
It happens.
Well, by the way, what happened in
So-
the end of that situation? They both gave up on you, did they?
No, I moved on to somebody else. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. You got fed up with the two of them. It's just too complicated.
Yeah, they were a little bit younger than me. They were a bit fucking mad, to be honest with you, anyway,
You were the one having an affair with the two of them, and you're telling me they were a bit mad.
Well, I was mad at the time as well. Let's
Yeah, well,
be
this is
honest
true.
with you.
Yeah,
I went
okay.
through it was a period of time in my life where I was stone mad.
Yeah, but we've all gone through those periods. But hang on, let me get back to the topic. Stay there for a second, Tommy. That's just an interesting story. If anybody has interesting stories like that, we'd love to hear them, by the way. Margaret, hi.
How are you, Niall? I'll tell you one thing. Your man was Ryan out there, huh?
He was,
Spreading it among the family.
yeah, he was like Shergar.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Keep it in the family,
I've
huh?
heard stories, but that beats it all.
Yeah.
Now,
I
as
can
we're
tell you
getting
worse
back
ones
to
than that, let
the
me tell you.
topic.
Yeah, getting back to yeah. We'll
Getting
come
back to
we'll
the
come back to that.
topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Your woman coming from Australia. Now, Niall, your man has a glad eye, a Roman eye, the husband.
Yeah.
And he can't wait for her to arrive.
No, he doesn't want her to arrive. He said he doesn't want her to come
he's
because he'd be
telling you
tempted.
that.
He's telling me
That's
that.
what he's saying.
He's telling you that, Niall.
Yeah,
Not
that's what he's
at
saying.
all.
Yeah.
He's saying that. Not at all, Niall. He can't wait for her to arrive.
But he said he loves his
telling
wife.
you.
He doesn't want it to get complicated. He loves his wife. He doesn't want the temptation on his lap.
Now, Niall,
Yeah.
you believe that? Will you?
I don't know.
Men like...
Don't put us
most
all.
men
Don't put us
are
all in the
not.
one category.
No, I'm not. I said most men
Yeah, but Margaret,
Are loyal.
I hate to say this,
are
yeah, but
loyal to their wives or partners.
yeah,
But then you get the 5% out there,
it's more than
and they're
5.
nothing but bunny hoppers.
It's more than 5% bunny hoppers in fairness.
Well, look.
I know. Now I know you've been
Whatever.
stung,
You know what I
Margaret.
mean,
You know,
Niall.
hell hath no fury
You know.
and all that. Yeah,
It's like your one last week. She going off on our holiday.
on her own.
And she bobbing away, and then the husband going off, and he bobbing away.
I
And
know.
then she
I
saying
know. I
she
was with you.
don't know.
Yeah, Margaret.
For God's sake.
Yeah, Margaret, no, I was with you on that one. Any woman who's heading off on holidays on her own without her boyfriend or her husband, there's something going on there.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No. That's
I'm
disgusting.
with you. It's disgusting.
Well,
Sure,
and to be honest with you, now, I just think your man knows the situation.
Yeah.
And he should be ringing that girl in Australia. And he should say to her, come home, but please refuse to come and mind our children because you know I like you. And please don't destroy our marriage because I love your sister very much. Go and find a job. There's plenty of jobs.
And then he'll hang up the phone. He'll hang up the phone. She'll ring the sister and go, "You're never going to believe what your husband just said to me."
Then, if you think that's what's going to happen, then he should sit down with his wife and say to the wife, "Look,
I fancy your sister."
No,
that's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen.
His suitcase will be at the door before he gets the last word out of his mouth.
No. Hold on.
He should be down on his hands and knees thanking God for this situation. Can make a man of him.
Will you stop? That's adultery.
Yeah, I mean, but in this day and age, let's be honest about it, the women are just as bad as the men, probably worse sometimes.
Oh, by the way, there's some text coming in. Somebody said here, now this is a good point, by the way. If that fella is effed now, because if she's listening, she'll know it's him. Because many people in the country have a sister coming home from Australia, minding the kids, etc., etc. So, yeah. And somebody else texts in, my fantasy is to shag my girlfriend's sister.
Oh, it is. It's a man thing, isn't it?
It's not a man thing. Tommy, where are you getting that from? It's not a man. I've never had that fantasy.
Well, I don't know, Niall. I don't know. I thought you worked in a shoe shop.
I did work in a shoe shop, and I didn't have a foot fetish.
They were like bleeding rabbits in the shoe shops.
Where are they? I worked with 5 older women in that shoe shop. I was managing the shoe shop, and there was 5 older women.
You must have been bunnied. You must have been bunnied.
They were all very old. God bless them. Probably all dead now. God love them. Let me go to John. John, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
John, now you heard Margaret. Yes. Margaret said he should ring the sister and tell her, listen, you know how I feel about you. I'd rather you didn't move in.
Well, look, the potential to destroy this marriage rests with only one person. And then when I was starting out, and I was a very young man, there was a chap married for years, and he'd been grown-up kids, and he gave me great advice. He said, Johnny, I'm going to give you a nugget. I said, what is this? He said, listen to me very carefully. He said, as regards women, he said, and situations, he said, when the small head starts controlling the big head, you're fucked. In other words, man, don't think with your dick, think with the brain that you were given.
Yeah, well, no, he is. He said there's a sexual chemistry between the two of them. That's what he said. That's his word.
John, let me ask you a question, John, and an honest answer would be appreciated.
Yeah,
Did you ever think with the small head? Did you ever think with the small head?
Oh, jeez, of course I did. I believe any man that says otherwise is a liar.
Well, so there you are. So it's human nature, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's okay. But
it's all very well and fine taking the high moral ground, but if we're all sinners.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, she's all very well, man, having these fantasies.
Excuse me from that. Thank you very much.
Sorry, hang on for a second, Margaret.
Hold on a minute now.
Yeah, sorry, you don't have a small head. Go on. Yeah.
Margaret never committed a sin in her life.
I never
living in a convent.
No, I never, ever.
You never fancied another fella, Margaret. Never fancied another fella.
Not when I was married to my husband. No way.
Yeah.
I loved my husband very, very much, and I still did till the day he walked out on me. And I loved him for 29 years of my life. I gave him everything I had. I have 3 beautiful children, and I never, ever, ever had eyes for another man. So,
and tell me something, are you in a relationship now?
No, she's not.
No, I'm not. No. And I would never want to be.
Well, do you know what they say, Margaret? It's never too late to have a happy childhood.
No.
Yeah, sorry, John.
Well,
yeah,
hang
on one at a time. Sorry, John. What do you want to finish what you're saying, John?
Yeah, Margaret made a good point there. She said, that your man should kind of mark everyone's card, this one that's coming home, right? No, you said then maybe she'll say something back to the wife.
She will.
And all the shit will hit the fan.
These are Irish women. That's what Irish women do. They talk to each other.
What he needs to do, he needs to say to his wife that they want their privacy, and he doesn't really think that she wants to come to live. Just make a big deal out of it. This is our family.
But the wife, should I say, is really excited about the sister coming home, and it's going to save them 15 grand a year because she's going to mind the kids, saves childcare costs. while she's saving up for a mortgage, all this. It's all plus. It's all good stuff.
Well, I mean, if it all comes down to the money, like, I mean, he'll just have to keep it in the shag. He'll have to keep it in the second pants in the story.
He's working from home too, so he's going to be there during the day.
The recipe for disaster. Yeah.
But listen, Niall, the wife knows all this. The wife knows all this. Do you not think that this is run through her head? I mean, she's not 100% sick, like.
But she doesn't expect her husband to shag her sister.
Niall.
Yeah, sorry, Margaret. Well, hang on. Margaret, go ahead. Let Margaret speak there, please.
Niall, you were just saying there that with the sister coming home and going to mind the children, it's going to save them 15,000, and she wants to save up
for a mortgage.
A mortgage. How is she going to save up for the mortgage?
Because they're obviously paying her a small amount of money for minding the kids as well, and she's going to be working here, so it'll save her rent. She's not going to have to pay any rent.
She might have some savings from Australia as well. Australia's a great country.
We're making a lot of assumptions here. But I assume the main thing is, Margaret, she doesn't have to pay rent. So she'll be staying with them, doesn't have to pay rent. And while for her rent, she's minding the kids, which saves them 15 grand. Yeah.
She'll be getting an extra fiver here and there.
And other things.
This theory that maybe the sister that's married, like that she has some kind of inkling, as the other lad has said there. I doubt that somehow, because, like, I mean, even if they need the money, if she thinks her sister's going to come over and start fecking around with her husband, I doubt it. I doubt it very much.
I don't know, Niall.
He said he kissed her before.
I don't know. I mean, it's a whole new world of ball game out there now. It's not what it was like, John, when you were the young fella.
Hang on, let's get some words of wisdom from Rory. Rory always has words of wisdom for us. Wait there for a second. Rory, hi.
Yes, Niall. Did the General not have this arrangement?
Who, the General? The General did have this arrangement, didn't he? Yes, he did.
Yes.
He was with two sisters, wasn't he?
Yes, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, did the Scissor Sisters get involved in this as well?
Well, that was a slightly different situation, in fairness, the Scissor Sisters.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if you were with them, you were disposable.
That didn't end well, let me tell you.
No. It wasn't a case of packing your suitcase.
Found that part of them, yeah.
Yeah. But we shouldn't really laugh. It's a very serious story. But, well, yeah, sorry.
But to clarify the 15,000, she could be renting a room in the house, and they're allowed to rent the room and get 14,400 from it, you see.
No, I think where they're saving the money is she's using them as somewhere to live until she saves up for a mortgage, because she's obviously going to be working here. She's got a job. She's moving back with her job, I think it said. And so she doesn't have to pay any rent, but in lieu of rent, she's going to be minding their kids during the day. Maybe
but
that's...
how could she be working?
This is true.
She's renting a room in the house.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
And then they're allowed to get money.
That must be where the 15 grand is from. Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well done, Rory, for figuring that one out.
I don't know. If I keep talking sense, will you stop me?
So, Rory, what should he do, Rory?
I think your man wants us to clear his conscience before he does it.
All right, okay.
That's what I think he's looking
So
for.
you're saying it's a given?
Oh, yes. Unless he takes bromide.
That's the kind of attitude, like, it's not a sin if you don't enjoy it.
Well, let me ask you straight, lads. If you were in this situation, right, and you're living with the wife, and the sister moves in, and the sister's drop dead gorgeous, right? And the wife heads off to work in the morning. You're there working from home. Sister saunters out of bed at 11 o'clock. The kids are in school. Saunters out of bed, comes down in the see-through negligee, and says, Rory, Tommy, have you got an hour to spare?
Before.
What?
You've been there before.
I haven't. I haven't. I've not put the see-through negligee. So walks down the stairs and says, Tommy, Rory, upstairs, 1 hour. I need you to sort me out. Or maybe in Rory's case, if he got 2 minutes to spare. Sorry, Rory.
What's the future, Niall, though?
Was Rory not saying that he was a lousy lover? How can she tell in 3 minutes?
So, okay, I'm asking an honest question. Would you say no, Rory?
He could chemically castrate himself.
Rory, would you say no?
It depends how good looking she is.
Tommy, would you say no?
Oh, well, I wouldn't even have a chance to say no. I'm already in there.
This is a really bad reflection on men, Margaret, isn't it?
I actually think the two lads would be in there, no problem at all.
Yeah. Rory would be up there for 2
really
minutes.
do.
Tommy would be there for 5. Yeah.
They were there and there wasn't a word out of them when you were describing the scene. And that says it all.
Yeah, they were already working it out in their heads.
Tell me something, Niall, but tell me something. Now, this is very important, right? What colour negligee?
You know what? I was actually going to say, what colour negligee was she wearing? Well, here you go, right? What colour do you think it was?
White.
I'd say red. Red.
Rory.
Red.
Rory, what colour was the negligee? Because you were imagining it. Red.
Yeah. I want hold-ups with this band.
I was going for blue, actually, but there you go.
Oh, that's too safe.
Because it's my favourite colour, see, blue. Well, let me go to Maureen. Maureen, hi, how are you?
Hi, Niall, how are you?
Good, Maureen. Now, I'm going to bring the mood down very slightly, right? And we'll bring it back up again in a second. Hang on. Because I spoke to Maureen today, and I wanted to ask you, Maureen, because I know your cat wasn't well. And how was your...
Oh, well, you see, I missed bits and pieces because I just buried her.
You did? You just buried her now?
Yeah, not so long ago.
Oh, Maureen, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so...
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Maureen.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
I know you did. I know you did.
2 weeks. I knew the way she was acting. You know, she didn't want to stay in, and she wanted every day to be in the sun. And I knew that was her saying her time was running out. Even at night, I'd have to go out and pick her up and bring her in.
Mm.
You know, and then she was
the cat's name?
What was the cat's name? Suki.
Suki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suki, beautiful name. Lord rest her soul.
I am. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that, Maureen.
Oh, thank you, Niall.
Yeah, I really am. Well, look, at least the conversation with Tommy and Rory there a few minutes ago might have lightened your spirits just a little bit.
It did a bit, yeah. I know. I was very down, of course, all day, and I've cried my eyes out there all evening and everything, sure.
Okay.
But you do that when your pet goes, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, unfortunately, I don't have time now to come back to you. What I am going to do is I'm going to come back to you, Maureen, if you have the time, after I speak to our guests, because I'm going to go to our guests and then finish this topic afterwards, all right? So we will come back to it again. Thank you to both you and Margaret and Rory and also, Tommy, as it was. And we're going to go to our guests in a second. I've just restarted that for you there, all right? Because I know you like me to do that. Some of the text, by the way, coming in. Niall, that's the most entertaining 15 minutes of radio I've ever heard in my life. What? You think I've been doing this for God knows how many years, and what, that 15 minutes was the most entertaining? I've had more entertaining 15 minutes than that. Somebody else says, Niall, surely the negligee was purple. No. I mean, look, I think that the most obvious for men is probably red, isn't it? People always ask, why do men pick red underwear when they're buying sexy underwear for women? Do you know why? Because hookers wear red. That's what it is. It's to do with prostitutes. Because traditionally you would have seen that traditional stereotypical picture of an escort wearing red underwear. Which, by the way, probably most escorts don't wear red underwear, but it's kind of a stereotypical thing, isn't it? Anyway, after I I'll read this one out here. Hang on, I just might move my microphone over so I can read it. After I separated from my wife, I ended up with her aunt and lived with her for 2 years. Finished with her. The wife's mother wanted me. I said to myself, not a hope. Jeez, John, you were going through the whole family, weren't you?
Real people, real opinions, real talk radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
Ireland's classic hits.